Yes, sir. We are back, man. You already know. As promised, I said I was gonna bring that boy JADDIE on, man. Well, guess what? He's here today to drop some jewels on y'all. How he became the artist that he became, man. You know what I mean? We got some things going on today. We got Teddy Bear Vibes in the house, man. He's joined us remotely as well. He's still on his grind, man. Don't forget May 31st is when he's going to get it in. You know what I'm saying? But without further ado, it's time for me to get the party started.
Yo, we talk big, ain't afraid to dream. Over podcasts, we're the ultimate team. From sports highlights to the latest films, having laughs on air, yeah, the vibe just thrills. Big beards, big laughs, what's next, man? Big guy vibes, we lift you high in this crazy world. We're the reason why. Laughs and beats, it's a good time here. Press play now, let's make it clear. Melodic interlude.
Yes, sir. Welcome, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome.
What's going on?
Yes, sir. We got your boy. We vibing today with JADDIE, City of Broken Hearts. Loving that, man. Teddy Bear Vibes. What's good, my brother?
Bear, you see the face?
You see the bear, you see the face. It's Teddy Bear Vibes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you already know your guy, Uptown Legend, grand finale is right here, man. So let's jump right into it, man. JADDIE, how you feeling, man?
I feel great.
First album drop?
I feel honored to be here, first of all, just to be able to represent, my family, my bloodline, and be able to also represent Philly. And I also represent other area codes, too. I got 610, 717. I'll be all over the place.
Yeah. They all in Pennsylvania, though. You know what I mean? You rocking out through, you rocking, you holding it down for a whole PA, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, Teddy Bear probably know this stuff, man, but your fans don't know a lot of intimate details about you, man. Like, at what age did you start writing?
Yeah, so it's funny because I used to write with my homies in like first and second grade. We used to be like freestyling and all that, and then it turned into writing poetry. I used to write little love letters to my little girlfriends back in the day when I was a youngin, and just making things rhyme, making things work.
Right.
And I really started taking the poetry stuff a little bit seriously, when I was 9. So I remember, sharing some poems and stuff with my mom, my pops, and then it turned into making full-on songs. I remember one song, it was, remember the Hey Baby? Hey Baby, I did like a whole remix song to that.
Okay.
And I made a whole verse or two to it. And I thought I was hot stuff back then when I was like 11, 12. And it just was song after song I was writing. And then I didn't make my first song until I was 15. Like actually recording one, but I already had like 10 songs prior to that. So, I was a little shy, a little nervous, but at the end of the day, it was just, it was my words, it was my thoughts, my feelings, and it was easy to, broadcast it after time. I just had to work on the flow, work on the delivery, all of those things, and it always going to come together at some point, but everybody got to start somewhere. So.
Right. Yeah. So, my thing is, what was it? You said you recorded your first song at 15. What song was that?
I thought that was Dirt Nap.
Dirt Nap. Okay. Now, do you plan on having a? My favorite artist is Nas. He's been my favorite artist since I was 15. So this is hear you say that you started actually putting something on down at 15 is crazy. So how did you feel when you dropped that song Dirt Nap? When you recorded it, I should say. How did that make you feel?
So funny story. I guess we talking about the intimate details, right? So my first producer was my pops. So I'm sitting there trying to figure out how to make the words that I want to say sound good on the mic, but also trying to be respectful to somebody I had never cursed around before. I ain't never talking about smashing this, smashing that before. So I ain't never said certain things around my father. So it's like I'm trying to find that middle ground because I'm a very respectful young man. So I never spoke a certain way around adults. And so I was very nervous. I was very nervous, but I heard it back, and I'm like, man, there's so many things I want to tweak. I didn't even care about the lyrics anymore. I just cared about did it sound good, and
Right, right, right.
that's what I wanted to perfect at the time. But I had to break out of that shell of my audience. I had to break out of that because I'm doing something that I felt like it was worth saying for whatever reason I wrote it for. So let me perfect that more than trying to appease to an audience, and that's really
Exactly.
where I started to kind of develop um, those skills.
Okay,
But
okay.
yeah, I was definitely nervous though.
Excuse the dogs, everybody. You know, I got dogs here. I'm dog sitting right now. So if you hear the dogs, my bad. But I'm even more distracted by teddy bear vibes because his ass didn't stop moving yet. I don't know what the hell he doing,
You
but he
probably
just
listening to the
smiling and
album again.
moving.
You know what I mean? Probably still.
All right, man. I'm getting it. Yeah,
All
man.
right, I know you had some.
Multitasking.
Don't let me suck up the whole interview, man. Like I know you had some
I
questions
was
for
about to
JADDIE
ask
too,
you,
man.
what advice would you give some kids that got a dream to become a rapper or somebody in your position?
Yeah, I mean, so personally, my dream was never to become a rapper. I think my goal was to be heard and understood. I wanted to reach a larger platform. That's my personal goal.
Mm,
So my advice to anybody else who is on a similar journey is just to stay true to who you are. Don't let the influences of things that you don't believe dictate your outcome and your decisions. So it was different people I was on songs with that I just, we didn't share the same beliefs, we didn't share the same viewpoints. And, I used that as a tool to guide my direction of what I wanted, but also help me create an identity for myself of who I want to be. So, my advice is just to find your identity, make sure you stay true to who you are, who you want to be, not only in the studio, but however you're living your life, you need to be consistent with that. It needs to
okay.
be it needs to be common ground between your normal life and the way you put in your work in. You know what I mean? You have the
Okay.
same
Okay.
same discipline.
Balance.
Yep,
Balance.
same balance. Yep,
Okay.
consistency,
Now
all that.
I don't know if you're aware. I know you've been real busy, but we Teddy Bear Vibes and I we did an episode and we basically did an album review of your album. We
Yep, I
gave
was
it we
doing
gave
that.
it two thumbs up. Two thumbs up, you know what I mean? Hell of an album, well put together. But, it's a lot of debates going on right now about what's your top songs on the album. Now, me personally, when I put on the album, I play it from start to finish. Start to finish. I get certain requests to, can you replay this again? Play that one again. Play this one again. I had my top songs on the album, and I keep flip flopping because I like all of them. But my top songs on the album, what songs? What's the top three songs that I would say you had the most fun making? They might not be your favorite songs on the album, but which ones did you had the most fun making?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to say this isn't in any specific order, but Lil Mama was fun to make. I think you remember that era of me and Jet dropping all those songs that one summer. It was like
I
that
remember
Fourth of
y'all.
July.
I remember y'all
It
slid
was
through the studio, said, "Hey, we got a
came to
beat
the
off of
studio.
off of YouTube." Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, at
And
first
we
I didn't remember when I listened to it. So I said, "Hold on, I remember that Bart Simpson." I said, "I remember this." Okay,
because I'm pretty sure you chopped that up a little bit and put it
yeah,
somewhere else in the
yeah.
song.
That
And I
was not
remember
that
playing
was
with
not a
it.
grand finale beat. I just played
Nope.
around with it. It was somebody
Yeah.
off of YouTube. I ain't gonna front on that one. But
Yeah.
that was fun listening to you guys work together, man. You got
And
me.
and listen, I got like three other songs with him that I plan on releasing at some point.
Okay.
I just had a couple of uh, issues that I had with one of the songs and one of the feedback I got about it. And I felt the type of way. It wasn't from Jet or anything, but it was just like, all right, like let me reevaluate if I want to release this or not. But I'm at the point where I'm releasing, what I have pretty much.
You remember my motto over here, and Teddy Bear Vibes. He could back this up. We do this because we love doing it, and people who love what we do gonna chime in and participate. You can't please everybody.
Baby.
You can't please everybody. So at the end of the day, do what makes you feel good, and people gonna hear that come through your music. I felt it. I felt the fun.
Everything.
I felt the
It's
fun.
crazy how many people say that too. That they feel the story, they feel the fun through it, they feel the energy. It's like that's one of my biggest feedback, and I love that. But like, yeah, so Lil Mama was definitely the most fun that I had because I was with one of my homies that we weren't doing football. Like this is something different. Like, we were bonding over something different together, and that was fun to me. That whole night was just fun. But moving forward, Queen and Slim was probably one of my most recent ones that I made.
Okay.
So that one was a lot of fun to do, only because, like the theme around it was fun for me. Like I was able to make the theme fit with the actual lyrics, and it was just like I'm starting to imagine the movie again by talking about what I'm talking about. I'm able to pinpoint, all right, this is where I was talking about Queen, and this is where I was talking about Slim, and that was just fun schematically. But then my fiance was also involved in the process of the hook because you've heard some of my stuff before. They can be very complex, and I could be too wordy. I can be all this and that. But her ear
Right.
was like, no, take that out, man, and put some ad-libs and like just keep it simple. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Kept it simple, and we in there jamming out. So I was like, okay, yo, this sound right. And it was just one of those moments where it was like a nice little light bulb moment.
Okay.
And then after that, I'm gonna have to say between Kiss and Tell and Only For You.
Okay.
Between those two was probably my top three most fun to make. Kiss and Tell only because that was just a new beat to me. You remember I slept on a beat for a while and I was like, oh, let me come back to that. I was like,
I
all right,
sent you
bet.
that beat. I sent you that beat maybe 2 years ago.
It was probably longer than that.
You think that? Yeah, that beat been on the shelf for a minute. I got tons of
That was
beats.
back when me, Easy, and all of them we all heard the same beat.
Yeah, it's the same way y'all slept on I Am Music. You remember that? So we
Yep.
gotta put that one on the Lost Tapes album. You
Yeah,
know
and
what I mean?
it's
But
funny because I didn't align with the beat as far as my style, but I'm like, hold on, let me see what I can do with it. And then I first started recording on it, and I was like, yo, this sounds like some Pop Smoke type stuff. Hold on, let me let me go ahead and work with that real quick. Let me practice this different flow, this different style, and see how I feel about it. And then add an essence to it, just added like a whole new level and layer to it because like me and the female vocals are very. It's like some like. I don't know. Name one hip hop artist and one R&B singer. You know what I mean? Like that's my flow.
right.
That's my style. And
But I get a lot of excellent feedback because a lot of the people who listen to that particular song and even Lovesick love the back and forth you guys do on a track. Y'all sound good together. Like and for what you told me, y'all not even recording in the same studio. You
no,
never
not
really
at all.
personally met Essence.
Listen. I don't know that girl, and I keep trying to tell my fiance I don't know that lady. Like I
Right,
don't know her.
right.
But I keep it real with her. I'm like, listen, I'm doing this for the music. And at the time, we was definitely bouncing ideas off each other so fluently that like it sounded organic on a song where we in the same studio talking to each other. It sounded like, I'm like, hey, I
Okay.
want this you too. Blah blah blah. Like, yeah, what's up? But
So
that's just the theme of the song as opposed to our actual connection.
okay.
Um,
So
so like.
what is the inspiration behind City of Broken Hearts?
So I'm gonna give y'all some background information real quick. So I went to Shippensburg all 4 years. Got my bachelor's in psychology. My pops definitely deep into the social work and psychology world and the behavioral studies and all that. So I grew up trying to understand the brain and how it affects behavior. So I'm gonna just leave that. That's a little, a little two piece right there. Um, with that being said, the album is supposed to be an acknowledgement to all the people who are suffering from, heartbreak, suffering from all different types of stuff, but then how we cope with it. So how we
Right.
decide
Okay.
to react to that. So, for instance, Lovesick, it was originally called Toxic.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and I changed the name of it because, first of all, Essence didn't really vibe with the Toxic. Like, I don't believe it. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll just change it to Lovesick. It sounds a little bit more appealing. But the point of it is, it was toxic, and then we create unhealthy relationships and unhealthy habits based on um, the heartbreaks that we've had, and we just kind of continue that pattern. Kiss and tell, you know what I mean? I'm talking about, I don't care that you got a man, pretty much. Come and see me. Come talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's two
I
folds
think
to
I
it. That's
think
one.
everybody can relate to
Yeah,
that.
everybody can relate to it. It's like, listen,
Yeah.
I've been broken so many times that I don't even care that you eyeing me up and you got a man at home. That's
Right.
cool with me,
Right.
baby. Like I'm just trying to live for the moment.
Right.
And those type of habits and stuff is kind of like it kind of spells it out in hard feelings.
Okay. All right. That's
That's why I
that's
put
one
that
of my
song first.
tops. Yeah, that's one of
Yeah,
my
that's why I
top
put
ones.
that
Yeah.
song first because it's the perspective from the male side and the female side. Now you can do it however you want because when I originally made the lyrics, I kind of was just writing, but I listened back on it too. I was like, hold on, this is like two perspectives of the same relationship.
It's like you a lawyer and you basically painting a picture for both sides, the prosecution and the defendant. That's how I
Mm-hmm.
looked at it as. It's like you sticking up for the girl, then you sticking up for the guy, and it meshes well and it tells a story. I'm big on artists to tell me a
Yeah,
story and have me close my eyes and I could see what's going. I could see the conflict. I could see you being there for your homie who going through it because this female just driving him crazy. You know what I
yeah.
mean? I seen all that. And as a man, I've been through that. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I ain't gonna front. Yeah, hey, listen, we ain't none of us immune to a heartbreak or a crazy situation. So at the end of the day, I really relate to that song. That's one of my faves too. That's definitely
Yeah.
one of my faves.
And that was one of my favorite to write. You know what I mean? To be able to put that into words that sounded good together and be able to flow through it the way I wanted to. Because like some people are good writers, but they can't make it sound good.
Right.
And sometimes I don't know where I
That's why
fall in
you
that.
that's why you
I
got
just
ghostwriters. That's why you got
right,
people that's ghostwriters, not the performers.
right.
So
And
yeah.
I love the fact that I was able to create that, and then other people can listen to it, stick through the whole song, and actually capture the picture that I was trying to portray. Because like you said, it really is two sides of the same relationship, and
Right.
it's the perspective that a lot of people relate to. And especially when you start using vowel language towards your partner, this and that. When you get to the end of the end of its course, it's like
Right.
you see it happening, but nobody really knew where it came from.
Exactly. Exactly.
But
It's
both sides got
phantom
a part to
negative
play.
energy. Yeah,
Yep.
phantom negative energy. That's what I call it.
Yep.
Now, how much what a lot of people don't know is that you produce a lot of your own songs. So
Mhm.
about how much of your album is produced by you, and where are you taking the production work? Like how far do you want to go with that side of the music?
So it was nine songs on there. So I'll say about 33% of the album was produced by me completely. So
Okay.
that was Mamacita, um, Only for You, and Lovesick.
Okay.
Now, beats that I got from like YouTube, I would say that's probably um, three or four. Yeah, three or four other songs. Um, that was, and those were produced to me to the extent that like I did the EQ and mastering and levels of it.
Right.
Um, so I mean that's production too. You know what I mean? I just didn't make the
Yeah.
beat. Um, so then I would up my numbers up to probably like 66% was produced by me.
Okay.
Um,
As far as
and
tweaking
then
and doing what you gotta do.
it
Now, a
started
lot
as far as making it sound.
and a lot of artists don't realize that your vocals is part of the production as well.
Hmm.
So
Yep.
that that vocal is important. The
Yep.
sound level, you know, how you come off on the microphone. That's part of the beat. I always tell people when I produce a song, it don't feel complete to me until I hear the artist on it, because the way that vocal flow, it adds a completion for me. I make songs that sound, you know, that sounds good to me, but it don't sound perfect or done until I get that artist on there.
Yeah.
So I
like
got
to
a little. I want to put you on the spot, man. So I know you're working on a new song because you told me, but I don't want you to get that away. But I sent you a couple of songs that I actually loaded up into the system.
Okay.
And I want to know if you want to give us a little freestyle on one of them. I'll tell you the two songs that I loaded up on the system. So I loaded up Heartbreak and I loaded up You Want Me. See, I name all my songs, so he should know what I'm talking about. Would you like to freestyle on one of those songs?
That's a lot, because I actually started writing a little bit too.
Heartbreak?
Heartbeat. Yeah.
Or Heartbeat, my bad. I don't even know the long name. I make so many songs every day.
That's funny.
Okay, Heartbeat.
When you said that, I got that confused with a Heartbreak that somebody had just sent me too. So like I had two songs that was just sent to me.
Oh, okay.
But like Heartbeat is when I was writing to. I didn't even start Heartbreak yet.
So you want to spit a little to it? You think you comfortable with that?
I
know you ain't no
best.
freestyle artist, but you know what I mean. I want to give these people a little tidbit.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and throw the beat on.
All right, Teddy Bear Vibes, you ready for this, man? This boy been in the gym, man. Ever since that phone call earlier, man, you been in another world, bro. Come back to the show, man. Come back. But let me throw this beat on. JADDIE going to do his thing, man.
You already know how I do, though, so you want to let the beat play like for a little bit, and I'm going to ask you to rewind that back.
All right, that ain't no problem. We going to give JADDIE a chance to, I'm going to play the beat. We going to give him a chance to put some thoughts together. You know what I mean? Be like old times. Here we go. Heartbeat. If you can't hear it, let me know. Can you hear it clear? Okay.
Hold me close. Let a heart beat in time through every step we ride. With your hand in mine. Hold me close. Let a heart beat in time. With your hand in mine.
I'm gonna play it back.
Yeah.
Just let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready now. I'm good.
All right, you good now. All right. Yeah. All right, Teddy Bear Vibes, man. Buckle up, man, on that bike, boy. We about to let this thing ride out now. All right, here we go. JADDIE freestyle, y'all. Do not hit the record button, man. This is exclusive for the Big Guy Vibes Nation, the supporters of this station. Bars. See, I could spit if I really want to. You know what I mean? But here we go. We're going to have JADDIE do his thing. Here we go. Here we go.
Let our hearts beat in time. With your hand in mine.
You get me, right?
Hold me close.
Make sure that I sound clean right now, right? I sound good.
Through every step we ride. With your hand in mine. Hold me close.
Gotta start with the
Let our hearts beat in time.
Hey, I got my baby laying next to me. I got this other girl, she texting me. I'm like, this ain't the recipe. Why you keep on playing with me? I'm not trying to play, right? Baby girl, you stay right here beside me. I'm right here, but I can't get beside you. Oh man, I'm trying to find you. Yeah, I feel connected. Yeah, I feel connected.
I had somebody calling me. Oh man, you was in your bag too. He was in his
Yo,
bag. I had
hold on,
somebody
that's
calling
crazy.
me. I had somebody
You heard
calling
it
me.
over?
Oh, it looped back on me. You gotta be kidding me. Everybody got impeccable.
Hold on, pause that joint real quick.
I can't believe that. I got a phone call out of nowhere, man. Out of nowhere. I had to mute myself because the dog kept barking. I was in my bag. I'm over here. I mean, Vibes over there laughing and carrying on. He enjoyed the show. You know what I
So
mean?
hold on, the AirPod. So apparently, my fiance, she had the AirPods on and it connected to my phone.
Oh wow, wow.
So
Okay,
I
so
lost sound. I think she tuned in to the show. That's the crazy.
you know what's crazy? Okay, we just lost JADDIE, man. He could hop back in though. We just lost him. Man, that was a great session though, brother. I mean, I can't hear
Word,
you,
word for the
Vibes.
kids.
Damn, why? I can't. Okay, JADDIE back on. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold
So
on. Hold on, JADDIE. Don't do nothing yet, man. We gotta get
it's all
everything.
good. I think she's
Hold
trying
on
to
one
sabotage.
second.
She's trying to sabotage me.
All right, let's get Vibes back in
I
here,
know
man.
trying to sabotage.